For the first question, what good opening for player 1 and 2 on color phobia and how to counter tanky range phobies on the Steam pad near to my heart? Great question there. I used to dislike that map when I first started, but for the openings, I usually go with the 1 key and unicorn, as it allows me to defend the middle while banking for bigger units like Klepto. As for countering tanky range phobies on the Steam pad, you can summon Honey Bear to disable that steam, or summon Tooth Fairy to divert their attention and put them under pressure. What electric phobia can really counter the Speedula duo? For me, Radic is my go-to unit for dealing with the Speedula duo because of its tankiness and AoE attacks. Just look at those damage. Can you tell me the limit of the ward, co-features and XP, as well as should we surrender at mid-game or early game when we know we're going to lose? In terms of the limit, tier caps at 1250 or 1500, and the worst value hit there will cap you. Coffee caps at 100, and for surrendering, I usually surrender as soon as see my opponent's level are much higher than me. If Sasquatch stay on unique tile like lava and poison tile while invisible, will it reveal itself? Great question there. Sasquatch or creepy devil can stay on the unique tile without revealing itself. However, you'll still take damage from lava, poison, and disease tiles. The important part is that the enemy doesn't know you're there yet. What is your favorite phobia and explain why? My favorite phobia is beauty. The phobia design itself is so menacing. The way it moves looks very cool. It's also the only flying unit with an AoE attack so far. I love the amount of damage Beauty can deal due to its AoE attacks and beam ability. Lastly, she makes me play more strategically and make a lot of awesome plays. What phobies do you really hate when playing Arena? In Arena, or in general, I really hate Lasherville and Phantom. Ever since their release, those two have been a huge headache. But aside from those, the unit I probably hate the most is Hebo 3.0. That unit is just disgusting if you don't have the right units to deal with it. What should I focus more on? Heart-crushing the heart or killing all enemy phobies? I prefer killing all the enemies since fewer enemies gives you a higher chance of winning. Heart-crushing can be very risky and can leave you in a bad position since hearts are usually near the enemy's keyhole. If you would make one change to the game, what change would you make? I want them to balance Phantome by increasing its keys or increasing the ability lock. You're likely to lose if you don't have Phantome or Furkin. Basic rule on every map: start phobies, when to bank, how to tackle high-level pairs where winning is almost impossible. My basic rule is to secure panic points first, then summon heavy hitters or one-movers to strengthen your team. Against high-level players, I often surrender since they can't brute force a win. You're not really playing phobies at that point. What do you think of the new maps? Any ones that are particularly fun to play on? I particularly like to play Chapel Town. It's so fun and strategic to play due to the conveyor and poison tiles. The positioning of the healing spot is also nice because it lets you utilize the conveyor more effectively. What effect go first when end of the turn? The sequence can be a bit long, but it generally goes like this: conveyor tiles, invisible phobia stomp, globe digestion damage, craft triggers and absorption, healing spa heal, poison disease tile status infliction, damage abilities trigger, bones resurrect, panic point capture, heart damage. Special thanks to Cars for helping me determine the sequence. Do you think the addition of more ally displacement options have been a net positive for the game? What would you say to the people who disagree with you on this? As much as I hate Phantom and Lasherville, they made other units like Cerberus viable, so I would say it's been a net positive. The more players that get those units, the more equal the games can be. Hopefully. Under your perspective, can the game feel like a punishment for players with big level disadvantage? Yes, absolutely. The way you would handle this is by understanding how the leaderboard works. By winning more games, you end up in a rank where other players have also won many games. Unfortunately, many of those players will have high-level phobies, so you end up battling them until you drop down to a rank where the levels are more comfortable again. I would like to know your opinion on the best to worst ultra rares and their uses. That would be cool. I'll just mention the worst and best for now, since I'll be doing a dedicated video on all the ultra rares. For the worst, I'd say Edgar Allan or Maestro. Edgar's global buff is just underwhelming, and Maestro forces you to rely heavily on undead phobies. As for the best, I'll go with Akira. It has the power to completely shift the momentum of a game, but it comes with a risk if not used strategically. How to play aggressive in the early game. Summon units with at least 2 movement like Tasawari and Murderwing, then prioritize capturing panic points. Having less Rebel also make other units more aggressive than usual. If you have any questions about the game, do comment down below, and I'll be glad to answer them in the next Q&A video. That's all for today. See you next time.